Jules here, coming at you again. We have some Lost Caverns of Ixalan's boosters that we snagged from our LGS that I'd like to open up here. I want to just roundhouse my face off this screen because it's just going to get in the way, and I doubt people want to see that. They probably want to see some minty, fresh cards. So, without further ado, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channels. Twitter, we're up over there periodically as well. So I'm just going to jam those for everybody to see here real quick. Give us a like, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, do the things, and I would appreciate it very much to help grow this community into something we can be proud of. Anyway, all right, I am just going to get rid of my visage so that we can see some cards. All right. So what does everybody think of this new set? I know that a few stores had some pre-release events. Did anybody go? Were they open? Was it good? Was it not good? What do people think of the set? I've seen mostly just kind of whatever's been spoiled online. You know, I haven't really, besides this right now, this is kind of the first big exposure that I'm having to the set. So I am going to kind of maybe slow roll the first few packs and see what's really up here. And then once we kind of get our feet wet, we'll kind of just steamroll through the rest. But there's some cards for sure that I'm interested about. You know what I mean? Like I have a big interest in a lot of the just these big stompy dinos. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what we open. I guess our first one. I'm not even sure how these packs are organized, whether they're the rares are in the back or in the front, but we'll have to find out. Anyway, so first one is our token. We get a 1/1 gnome. Pretty sweet art on that, actually. I thought it was pretty nice. We get a hidden courtyard. So we do get an extra land type in caves in the set, so that's pretty cool. They all enter tapped, I believe, and they all have an activated ability. They're probably I'm not sure if they're all the same. I wonder if all the activated abilities the same, right? So this one you tap four and a white, tap sack it to discover four. You activate only as a sorcery. So discover four is basically Cascade, but instead of going through the entire deck till you hit something with lower mana value, you are only doing that. Hold on a second. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I misunderstood. I thought Discover 4 meant that you only looked at the top four cards. No. Discover 4 means that you exile a card with mana value 4 or less. Interesting. Actually, that's pretty good all of a sudden. Alright, so our first rare is Get Lost. Pretty solid removal, I believe, right? One and a white. Destroy target creature, enchantment, or planeswalker, and its controller creates 2 map tokens. They're artifacts with 1 tap sacket. Target creature you control explores. You can only do that as a sorcery. So I mean, what's that other one that is seeing some play right now? I guess like Fateful Absence? Question mark. So this is kind of in that same realm. Not sure if it's going to replace it, but probably seems pretty good. Just a clean answer. I like it. Staunch Crewmate, 1 in a blue for a creature. This is our uncommon. When it enters the battlefield, the top 4 cards of your library. Reveal an artifact or a pirate from among them. Put it in your hand. The rest on the bottom. Not bad, right? A body plus you get to grab an extra card, sort of. Maybe we'll go backwards here because that's going to be cumbersome and weird. There we go. Bloodthorn Flail. Black artifact equipment. Sorry, 1 black artifact equipment. Equip creature gets +2/+1, and you equip, pay 3, or discard a card. Interesting. Interesting. I don't know if I've ever seen that equip cost of discarding a card. Pretty cool, though. The Lava Tongue, Zoyowa. That was fun to say. In the Rakdos colors, black-red, it's a 2/2 with Death Touch. It's a goblin. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, each opponent may discard a card or sack a permanent. It'll deal 3 damage to each opponent who didn't. So you descend if a permanent, you descended if a permanent card was put into your graveyard from anywhere. Permanent being the keyword there, I guess. Cool. It's also an uncommon, and our last uncommon, I believe, is another artifact with flash. Spring-loaded saw blades. 1 in a white. When it enters the battlefield, deals 5 damage to target tapped creature an opponent controls. That's pretty sweet. I like that it has flash. That's not bad. Craft with artifact. I don't think I've seen that before. 3 in a white. Exile this artifact. You exile another artifact you control or an artifact card from your graveyard. Return this card transformed. What the? Blade Wheel Chariotto. 5/5. Vehicle. Okay, tap 2 untapped artifacts. Becomes an artifact creature. Tap 2 other untapped artifacts you control. Or you can crew for 1. That's actually not completely horrible. I don't mind this. Yeah. I mean, the fact that it has flash, clean answer, get rid of some things. That's pretty sweet. I like it. Alright, and then we got some dinos coming up. Seismic Monstrosaur, 6/5 with Trample. You can also pay 2 and a red to sack a land, to draw a card, and it's got mountain cycling. I don't think that's too horrible, actually. The mountain cycling is nice. Plus a big juicy creature. Malamet Scythe, 2 and a green. Another artifact equipment with flash. Enters the battlefield, attach it to target creature. I like that, right? Equipped creature gets +2/+2/+2. Little combat trick. That's pretty sweet. I like that you attach it right away without paying the equip cost. So definitely see it being, maybe just vital in draft. That's going over there. Didact Echo, 3/2 Spirit Cleric. Enters the battlefield, draw a card. It's 4 and a blue. And you descend 4. If the Echo is flying, it has flying as long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. Tali's Favor, 2 and a red. Enchant creature you control. When Tali's Favor enters the battlefield, you discover 3. And the creature gets +1/+1 and has Trample. Not bad, not bad, not bad. So our first Merfolk, River Herald Scout, 1 and a blue. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. Okay, alright, they're bringing back Explore. I like that. It's a 1/2 for 2 worst case, I guess. A 2/3 for 2 isn't bad stats. I like the fact that it explores, right? You get to see more cards. It says reveal the top. For those that aren't sure or haven't seen it before, Explorer was in the original Ixalan set. So that means that you reveal the top card of your library. Put that card into your hand if it's a land. Otherwise, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Then put that card back or put it into your graveyard. Seems like a lot, but it can be pretty sweet. All right, Oaken Siren. Siren Pirate. That's a 1/2 with flying and vigilance. Tap it to add a blue. Spend this mana only to cast an artifact spell or activate the ability of an artifact source. Attentive Sunscribe, 1 and a white. When it becomes tapped, you scry 1. Okay. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Just for a common or whatever. Dead Weight. That's a reprint. I like that. Nice art on that too. Pretty sweet. Chant creature gets -2/-2. Tinker's Tote. 2 and a white. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature tokens. And for a white, you can sack Tinker's Tote and you gain 3 life. Not bad. Yeah, for a common, not bad at all. A lot of value. Cool. Let's jump into the next one. That was our first run. I guess that was our first pack. The Get Lost is really sweet, and there's some pretty cool stuff, right? The new land types, plus what else did we see? We saw one other thing. Oh yeah, they brought back Explorer. This is our map token artifact. So 1-tap sack it. Target creature you control explores. So this is the token for that. Pretty cool. All right, we got a Plains basic land. This is pretty sweet, man. I don't know. I've been eyeballing these lots, and they look stellar. Yeah, very nice, very nice. It'd be cool to get a play set of each. I mean, like a full 20, I guess, of each, depending on whatever deck you want to run. But anyway, so I guess that was in lieu of our cave. All right, so we got a foil here, uncommon, Jade Seed Stones, 3 and a green. When ATBs distribute 3+1/+1 counters among 1, 2, or 3 target creatures you control. Then you can craft with a creature. If you happen to do that, it'll turn into Jade Heart Attendant. When it ETBs, you gain life equal to the mana value of the exiled card used. That's pretty cool, actually. In green, not bad. Plus a big old juicy golem on the battlefield after the fact. Hell yeah. Okay, all right. We don't have a pile for our foils. Oh, all of a sudden. I can't even say these things. I guess maybe because it's like Aztec style, but anyways. Oger Tak? Anyway, I'm trying too hard. Deepest Foundation. It's a 6/6 legendary creature god. Check this thing out. Pretty sweet. 4 and 2 whites, so 6 mana for 6/6 with vigilance. If one or more creature tokens will be created under your control, create 3 times that many of those tokens. Sorry, 3 times that many of those tokens are created instead. When it dies, return to the battlefield tapped and transformed under its owner's control. What does it even turn into? Temple of Civilization. It taps for white. 2 and a white. Tap it. Transform. Temple of Civilization. Activate only if you attack with 3 or more creatures this turn, and only as a sorcery. That's pretty sweet, actually. That is not too shabby. That's pretty nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. That's our first mythic as well. Very nice. Malamute Warscribe. 4/3 for 5 mana. Oof. Alright. When it ETBs, creatures you control get +2/+1 until the end of turn. Alright, not bad. I mean, I like that it, pumps everybody when it ETBs. That's pretty sweet. Other than that, it's a steep cost for a 4/3, 5 mana. But, I mean, maybe that's just a defining moment in the game where you, slap this thing down and just turn everything sideways. So, it's an uncommon. Earthshaker Dreadmaw. This thing gave Colossal Dreadmaw the boot. Just because, yeah, it used to be a 6/6 trample for 6, but this thing says that when it ETBs, draw a card for each other dinosaur you control. So just strictly better, I guess, but it's also an uncommon. So, pretty cool. Dreadmaw's Ire, a red. Instant. Is there? Yeah, instant. Until end of turn, target attacking creature gets +2/+2 and gains trample. And whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, destroy target artifact that player controls. Interesting. That's pretty sweet. Nice way to push through damage plus destroy an artifact for 1 red. Not bad, not bad. Idol of the Deep King. When it ETBs, it deals 2 damage to any target. 3 mana for 2 damage is not great, but it transforms into an artifact equipment. When it enters the battlefield, you just attach it right away to give a creature +2/+0. So, I mean, for a common, not bad. Definitely draft playable. Armored Kincaller. ATBs, reveal a dinosaur card from your hand. If you do, or if you control another dinosaur, gain 3 life. Pretty sweet. Malamute Brawler. When it attacks, target attacking creature gains trample. Tectonic Hazard. 1 red for a sorcery. Deals 1 damage to each opponent and each creature they control. That's actually not horrible. Right? A little bit of End the Festivities sort of feel. Blaze of Volley or something or other. Anyway. Ancestral Reminiscence. Hopefully I said that right. For 4 mana. 3 and a blue. Sorcery. Draw 3 cards and discard a card. Then discard a card. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, the fact that it's a sorcery is not stellar. There's another one that's exactly like this, but it's an instant. I forget what it's called. Do you remember? Let me know. I think it was in M21. Yeah, tip of the tongue. Anyway. Panicked Altasaur. 4 and a red. 4/5 dinosaur with reach. You can tap it and it deals 2 damage to each opponent. Not bad. Especially if there's a stalemate in the board or whatever, right? Just nice way if you don't want to attack because it's just not beneficial, then you can always just tap this to deal 2 damage. Skull Cap Snail, 1 in a black for a 1/1 fungus snail. When it ETBs, target opponent exiles a card from their hand. I like that it exiles as opposed to just discard. That could be incredibly relevant for sure, for sure, for sure. I got to keep my hand steady. I'm all over the place. I'm over here. I'm over there. Anyway, Iron Paw Aspirant, 1 in white. When it ETBs, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. So even if you put it on itself, it's not horrible, right? A 2/3 for 2. Those are decent stats, right? Usually it's a 1/1 for 1, and 2/2 for 2, and yada yada yada. So pretty good. Worst case scenario, it's a 2/3. Fanatical Offering, 1 in a black. It's an instant. As an additional cost to cast this spell, you have to sack an artifact or a creature. Then you get to draw 2 cards and create a map token. Okay, I mean, what's oh man, I forget what that other one is. Deadly Dispute? Maybe not. Maybe I'm just saying random things now. But it's similar, where you draw 2 cards and you make a treasure instead. Um, so, yeah. Cool. So, we got some good hits on that one for sure. We got our first foil, our first full art land, and our first mythic. That's another token. All of a sudden, we're going 2 for 2. We got a forest. That's pretty sweet sauce. Hell yeah. Give that thing a once over. I like these things. I would very much like more. All right. We have a rare foil Fabrication Foundry. Is this thing any good? Let me know. 1 in a white. It's an artifact. Tap it, add a white. Spend this mana only to cast artifact spell or activate an ability of an artifact. Source 2 in a white. Tap it. Exile 1 or more other artifacts you control with total mana value X. Return target artifact card mana value X. So engage to the battlefield. Sorcery. That's a lot of words. Could be good. That's what I got. So just a reanimation spell. Kind of replacing. Sweet. Subterranean Schooner. We got a vehicle. When it attacks our creature that crewed it this turn explores, you can crew for 1. That's actually not horrible. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I like it. You know what I mean? Because there's lots of value. Even if you get to crew it with something small, like the Explorer is relevant because you're just kind of like looking through more of the deck. Hopefully, right? Whether if it's a land, right, it goes to your hand, or you could put it in the graveyard. Yada yada yada. Abyssal Gorestalker, 6/6 for 6. When it enters the battlefield, each player sacrifices 2 creatures. Each player. Okay. Sorcerer's Spyglass. That's a nice reprint. 2 for an artifact. When ETBs, look at an opponent's hand, then choose any card name. Doesn't have to be in their hand when you choose the name. It can be anything. Activated abilities of sources of the chosen name can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. So take that, Planeswalkers. I mean, even just any activated ability of just anything, right? Super good. That's an uncommon. There we go. Diamond Pickaxe, 1 red for an indestructible artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 and has, whenever this creature attacks, create a treasure token. Not bad. I like it. You can equip for 2. That's a common. Okay. Oteklan Landmark. Enters, scry 2. You can craft with an artifact. Turns into a 1/4 golem with flying. Runaway Boulder. When ETBs, deal 6 damage to target creature an opponent controls. Buried Treasure. Sack it, add 1 mana of any color. Interesting. Or 5, exile it from your graveyard. Okay, that's all it's going to end up doing. Discover 5, you can only do that as a sorcery. Yeah, not really hitting too much of the merfolk here, but we got another one. 2/2 with flying. When it ETBs, you make a map token. Daring Discovery, up to 3 target creatures can't block this turn, and you discover 4. Not bad. Thousand Moon Crack Shot. When it attacks, you may pay 2 and a white. If you do, tap target creature. Interesting. Screaming Phantom. Flying whenever it attacks. Mill a card. Quicksand Whirlpool. Instant. This spell costs 3 less. If it targets a tapped creature, you exile target creature. So instead of 6, it could just cost 3, and you exile target creature. The exile is really nice. I do like that lots. Hunter's Blowgun. It's an artifact equipment. Gets +1/+1. The equipped creature has Death Touch as long as it's your turn. Otherwise, it has Reach. Interesting. Cool. All right. That's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. Again, if you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube, our Twitter, our X, I guess it's called, Twitch. Links for that are there. All right. Jumping into the next pack. I have to organize these because they're going to drive me a banana sandwich. There we go. Treasure token. Very cool, very cool. Our land is Captivating Cave. You can tap it for a colorless, 1 tap for 1 mana of any color. Interesting. Or 4 tap it, you sack it, put 2 +1/+1 counters on target creature. You can only do that as a sorcery. Cool. That's our land. Our rare is Kutzil's Flanker. It's 3 mana for a cat warrior with flash. When it enters the battlefield, choose 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on Kutzil's Flanker for each creature that left the battlefield under your control this turn. Okay, so it's nice after a board wipe. You gain 2 life and scry 2. Nice. Exile target player's graveyard. Also nice. Not bad. Not bad. Defossilize, 4 and a black. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. That creature explores, then it explores again. That's not bad actually at all. That's pretty sweet sauce. The exploring is pretty good because then your creature could come back, get their ETB trigger if they have one again. Plus, the exploring is really sweet. I like that a lot. That could be... I feel like maybe Explore could be a deck this time around. Explorer's Cache? Or is it Cache? I don't know. I don't see the X on the U. Anyways, 1 in a green. When it enters the battlefield, put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever creature you control with a +1/+1 counter on it dies, put a +1/+1 counter on the Cache. Tap it, move a counter from it onto target creature. You only do that as a sorcery. Interesting. That's not bad. I mean, I think there's just... I forget what it's called now, but it's a green artifact that kind of does the same thing. That if a... Sort of, but like if a... It'll move counters around, or like if a counter's put on something, it'll get an additional counter. But, so I think that one's strictly better. Not going to say that, but the great mistake. Interesting. 5 for a 6/4. Interesting. With Vigilance and Menace. Descend 8. 6 mana. Return it from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Activate only if there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard and only as a sorcery. Interesting. I don't mind. Yeah, it's not bad. It's uncommon. Inverted Iceberg. Quatley's Final Strike. Target creature control gets +1/+0. Deals damage with a fight spell. Seeker's Sunlight. I like this. I mean, it's nice little mana sink. 1 mana for a 1/1. Pretty straightforward stats. So for 3 Seeker's Sunlight Explorers, activate only as a sorcery. Nice mana sink. I like it. Song of Stupefaction. 1 and a blue enchant creature or vehicle. ETBs, mill 2 cards. It's got Fathomless Descent. Enchanted permanent gets -X, -0, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. Okay. There's another Merfolk in green, Riverheld Guide. 3/1 Vigilance. Enters the battlefield, explores. Sunshot Militia. 1/3 for 2 mana. Tap 2 untapped artifacts and or creatures you control. It'll deal 1 damage to each opponent. You only do that as a sorcery. Orazka Puzzledor. Echo of Dusk. Oltec Cloud Guard. 3/2 with flying. Enters, create a 1/1 gnome. Fungal Fortitude. 2 mana. Flash enchant creature. It'll get +2/+0. When it dies, returns to the battlefield tapped under your control. Interesting. Alright, let's jump into the next one. That's our token. Hidden Nursery. We got another cave here, so it enters tapped. Okay, this is kind of what I was bugging about earlier. I have to take out this other guy. So, side by side, Hidden Courtyard, Hidden Nursery. They both enter tapped, both tap for the respective color, and then the activated ability is the same so far, right? Discover 4, you're going to do the sorcery, and it costs 5 and tap sack it. So I wonder if they're all the same. They probably are. Anyway, come on. There we go. Wall of the Forgotten. Okay, let's see what we got here. So a blue and a black for a sorcery with Descend 8. Choose 1. If there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, as you cast it, choose 1 or more instead. Or more. Interesting. So no matter what, you get 1. And if there's 8 or more, then you can pick as many as you'd like. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Nice, little bounce spell. Target opponent discards a card. Okay. And look at the top 3 cards of your library. Put 1 into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. I wonder, like, if they have no cards in hand, and you return a permanent and then make them discard a card, does that work that way? Right? Let's say they have no cards in hand, you return their creature to their hand. Do they discard it, or does it happen at the exact same time, and they have nothing to discard as they put something back in their hand? I don't know. Someone can clarify for me. That's a rare. Cool. Another cave here. Pit of Offerings enters tapped. When it enters the battlefield, exile up to 3 target cards from graveyards. That's not bad. You can tap for a colorless or tap, add 1 mana of any of the exiled card's colors. Interesting. I don't hate that. Kinjali's Dawnrunner. 3 mana for 1/1 with double strike. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. I don't hate this card, actually. I mean, it could turn into a 2/2 with double strike, which is pretty sweet. Cavernous Maw. Another land cave. This is an uncommon. Taps for a colorless. And for 2, Cavernous Maw becomes a 3/3 elemental creature till the end of turn. It's still a cave. You can only activate only if the number of other caves you control plus the number of cave cards in your graveyard is 3 or greater. Okay. So it incentivizes playing more caves, obviously. Could be good. Yeah. Dosing Device. 1 red. When it or another artifact enters the battlefield under your control, up to 1 target creature gets +1/+0, gains haste. Then transform it if you control 4 or more. Interesting. Hold on a second. When it or another artifact enters the battlefield. So if you control 4 or more artifacts. Okay. Taps for a red, 2 and tap it. 2 and a red, tap it until the end of turn. Target gains haste and +X/+0, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Okay. Could be useful. Is this uncommon? It is an uncommon. In the Presence of Ages. It's almost in like a commune of sorts. Should be the top 4 cards of your library. Put a creature card and a land from among them into your hand. The rest into your graveyard. Walk with the Ancestors. Volatile Wonderglyph. Out of air. 2 and 2 blue. Costs 2 less if it targets a creature spell. Counter target spell. 2 less if it targets a creature spell. So just in essence scatter. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. I don't think this is very good. Child of the Volcano. 3 fewer trample. Beginning of your end step. If you descend this turn, put +1/+1 counter on it. I don't hate this. You know what I mean? If he kind of stays alive for a little bit as other things are tumbling around you, then sure, this can be pretty juicy. Plus the trample is nice. Adaptive Gem God. Vito's Inquisitor. Vampire Knight. Deconstruction Hammer. And another chance. 3 mana instant. You may mill 2 cards. Return up to 2 creature cards from your graveyard to your hand. You may mill 2 cards. You only have to. I gotta do nothing if I don't want to do nothing. Alright. A little bit of a standstill here, I think. Let's see. Got ourselves our Gnome Soldier. Interesting. Got our first island. Our full art island. This thing's absolutely stellar too. Super nice. Hell yeah. Deep Fathom Echo. 4 mana for a 4/4 Merfolk Spirit. At the beginning of combat on your turn, it explores. Beginning of combat. Nice. Then you may have it become a copy of another creature you control until the end of turn. Okay. Okay, so I mean, I like that it explores no matter what. Dig Site Conservator. Conservator? What am I saying? 2 mana for a 2/1. Sack it, exile up to 4 target cards from a single graveyard. Activate only as a sorcery. The Current Conductor. 2/3 for a Merfolk Scout. Whenever a creature you control explores a land card, and you put the land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Tap. Interesting, actually. Whenever a creature you control explores a non-land card, put +1/+1 counter. Interesting. This seems pretty sweet. So all of a sudden, we're just going to be playing Merfolk Explore here. Belligerent Yearling. A 3/2 for 2 mana with Trample. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Whenever another dinosaur enters the battlefield under your control, you may have Belligerent Yearling's base power become equal to that creature's power until the end of turn. Okay. Alright. I mean, the 2 toughness is kind of, yeah, just a hit in the shins, I suppose, right? Because even if it does become, I mean, it still could be the winning part of the game, but still, it's a stretch. Clay-Fired Bricks. Let's see here. 1 and a white. When it enters battlefield, search life for a basic plains, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. You gain 2 life, and you craft with an artifact. When UTVs make 2/1/1 colors, no artifact creature tokens, and creatures you control get +1/+1. The Anthem, that's not bad. Yeah, so a whole mess of things, I guess, right? When it enters the battlefield, you're getting your plains, you're gaining 2 life. I mean, it's a lot. 7 mana to craft this thing. But if you do, then you get 2 1/1s and then an Anthem. So, I mean, maybe just for draft. Watley's Final Strike, Seeker Sunlight, Sunshot Militia, River Guide Herald, River Herald Guide, Oaken Siren, Tally's Favor, Cosmium Blast, 1 and a white, instant, deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Deathcap Marionette, nice art on that. 1/1 with Death Touch, when enters the battlefield, you may mill 2 cards. Acrobatic Leap, a white mana, instant, target creature gets +1/+3 and gains flying until the end of turn. Untap it. Pretty cool. Alright, let's pick it up. Map. Ho ho ho! Schwappy. Very nice. These are super sweet. So I think we're just missing a mountain. That's ironic. Queen's Bay Paladin. 5 mana for a 5/4 Vampire Knight. When it ETBs or attacks, return up to 1 target vampire card from your graveyard to the battlefield with a finality counter on it. lose life equal to its mana value. If a creature with a finality counter on it would die, you exile it instead. Pretty cool. That's not bad. 5 mana though. 5 mana for a 5/4. I mean, you're getting a bunch of vampires back. You're getting one for sure because it has an ETB trigger. Um, yeah. Malicious Eclipse. 3 mana. All creatures get -2/-2 till end of turn. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exile it instead. Cry the Carnarium. Very nice. Vanguard of the Rose. Vampire Knight. 2 mana for a 3/1. 1 sack it. Or sack it. Sorry, sack another creature or artifact. The Vanguard gains indestructible to end of turn and tap it. Thrashing Brontodon. Thrashy B. All of a sudden my boy's back. 3/4 for a 3. Sorry, 3 mana for a 3/4. 1, I can sack Thrashy B to destroy target artifact or enchantment. I've always liked this card. It's a good card. Sunbird Standard. 3 mana. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. So your standard mana rock. Craft with 1 or more. 5? Craft with 1 or more. Exile this artifact. What does this thing turn into? It's a bird construct. Flying, vigilance, and haste. Sunbird effigy's power and toughness are each equal to the number of colors among the exiled cards used to craft it. Interesting. So I mean, at the most, it's going to be a 5/5. Tap for each color among the exiled cards used to tap. Add 1 mana of that color. For each color among the exiled cards used to craft it. So if you ended up using all 5 colors, you could tap it to add 5. I like that it's got vigilance. You can still attack and then tap to add the mana. Pretty cool. Flying in haste, nice. Compass Gnome. Over the Edge. 2 mana, destroy target artifact. Target creature explores and explores again. That's not bad. That's not bad. Especially in this set, I think it's good. Frilled Cave Worm. Dinatomaton? 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 I don't know how you say these things. Unlucky Drop. Thousand Moons Infantry. Rampaging Spiketail. Oltec Archaeologist. Greedy Freebooter. When it dies, scry 1 and make a treasure. It's not bad for a 1/1 human pirate. Cool. Spirit Token. 3/2 red and white Spirit Token. Oh, speak of the devil. All of a sudden, got the best card in the game right here. The Mountain. Basic land. Look at that thing. You can stare at this all day. We're just going to be here for like 27 more minutes now. I'm kidding, we won't. But I'm glad we got them all. Trumpeting Carnosaur. A 7/6 for 6 mana with Trample. When enters the battlefield, discover 5. I like that. You know what I mean? You're going to cascade into something with mana value 5 or less. And 3, discard Trumpeting Carnosaur. Deal C damage to target creature or planeswalker. Like, I mean, that activated ability isn't great. I don't think so anyways. 3 mana for 3 damage to creature or planeswalker only. I mean, the body's pretty good. Plus, I mean, the discover part of it, I think, is what helps. I don't think this thing's breaking formats. Pretty cool. Forgotten Monument. Another cave. Tap to add a colorless. Other caves you control have tap, pay a life, add 1 mana of any color. That's not bad, right? Land goes over here. We've got another one of these guys. Swashbuckler's Whip. Master Guide's Mural. Enter the battlefield. Create a 4/4 blue and white golem artifact creature token. And you craft. Tap to create a 4/4 artifact creature token. Activate only if Master's Manufactory or another artifact enter the battlefield under your control this turn. Interesting. So you can tap it once it transforms, make another 4/4. As long as you keep making more artifacts. It's 5 mana though. 5 mana for a 4/4. And then it costs 7 mana to craft this thing. Basking Capybara. Disturbed Slumber. Cogwork Wrestler. Unlucky drop. Abrade. Gets the downgrade to common. Has it already been downgraded? Maybe it had already on the last reprint. Because it started out in Hour of Devastation as a uncommon. And then maybe it, I know it got a reprint, so I'm not sure if it was downgraded already there. But yeah, 1 in a red, destroy target artifact or deal 3 damage to target creature. Super good card. Deconstruction Hammer. Primordial Gnar. Soaring Sandwing. Blood Rage McQuaid. Cool. All right. Got another map. Here's our blue Hidden Cataract, our blue land cave. I just tapped. Yeah, the same thing. Discover 4, activated only as a sorcery for 5 mana, and tap sack it. Mind Shaft Spider. Shaped. What am I saying? 4 mana for a 3/4 reach. That is a foil. Alright. Got another mythic here. Pretty sweet. 6 mana. Kimil, the Inner Sun. Spells you control can't be countered. At the beginning of your end step, discover 5. That's pretty sweet. This thing is really nice. Spells you control can't be countered. I have a Traxos Commander deck, and this will just fit in there nice, I think. Yeah. Oh, this would be super good. I very much like that. Hell yeah. Eaten by piranhas. I have to eat that. Read this because it just sounds funny. 1 in a blue flash enchant creature. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a black skeleton creature with base power and toughness 1/1. Ha! Take that, Shieldred. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's pretty good. All of a sudden, blue's getting some tools. Spelunking. Let's see. 2 and a green. When Spelunking enters battlefield, draw a card. Then you can put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. If you put a cave onto the battlefield, you gain 4 life, again incentivizing caves. And lands you control enter the battlefield untapped. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet sauce. That's an uncommon, it is. Fungus Wizard. Tendril of the Myco Tyrant. 2 mana for a 2/2. 7 mana. Put 7 +1/+1 counters on target non-creature land you control. It becomes a 0/0 fungus creature with haste. So land. Good mana sink. Gaslam's Stone Tree. 5/5 golem on this side. Good to do. When it DTBs, look at the top 6. Put a land from onto the battlefield tap. Put the rest on the bottom. The craft is only 6 mana. I say only, but still. That's uncommon. Pathfinding Axejaw. 4 mana for 4/3. When it enters the battlefield, it explores. Disturbed Slumber. Volatile Wonderglyph. Out of Air. Stone of Stupefaction. Join the Dead. 3 mana target creature gets -5/-5. Descend 4 target creature gets -10/-10 until the turn if there are 4 more permanent cards in your graveyard. So like super dead. I don't think, yeah. Crazy. Miner's Guideway and Mephitic Drought. Alright, we're going to be able to speed up this last little bit here. Try to go through this a little quicker. 3/3 Dinosaur. That's a nice token there. Check this thing out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty sweet sauce. Hidden Volcano. I think we've been doing pretty good with getting a decent amount of variety. I think we've gotten all of the caves? Question mark. Restless Reef. Another land. This is our rare. Enters battlefield tapped. It is a creature land. Taps for the Dimir colors. 4 mana until end of turn. Restless Reef becomes a 4/4 blue and black shark creature with Death Touch. It's still land. 4/4. Nice. When it attacks target player, mills 4 cards. Okay. Okay. Restless Reef. That's pretty sweet. Zoetic Glyph. Enchanted Artifact is a golem creature with base power and toughness 5/4. Enchanted Artifact. Okay. That's not bad, right? Animate your artifacts. Helping Hand. Return to our creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. I like this. Return target creature card. Yeah, that's not bad. I don't think this is bad at all. Bartolome del Presidio. 2/1 Vampire Knight. Sacrifice another creature artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on it. Tithing Blade. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent sacks a creature. That's pretty good. At the beginning of your upkeep, each one loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. This isn't horrible for a common, right? Just 2 mana, sack a creature. I mean, yeah, they get to choose, but especially if they got nothing else on the battlefield, then they got to sack the only thing that they got. Malamet Veteran, Brazen Blade Master, Waterwind Scout, Daring Discovery, the Pirates, the Nar, the Sandwing, the Blood Rage, and the Envoy. Oh, we're way off screen here, actually, now that I even realize it. This is going to move there, this is going to move there, this is going to move there, and then this giant stack is going to move there. All right. Nice, 2 for 2 on these mountains. Give it another gander here for those that missed it earlier. Got ourselves an uncommon foil of 3 mana for a 3/3 legendary creature Fungus. Akawali, the Seething Tower. Descend 4 as long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard. You'll get +2/+2 and has trample. What? What? That seems almost too powerful. That's crazy. As long as there are 4 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, you'll get +2/+2 and trample. So a 3 mana 5/5 with trample? Like, get off me. Okay. Now I gotta build a commander around this guy. Descend 8. As long as there are 8 or more permanent cards in your graveyard, it gets an additional +2/+2 and can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. This thing is crazy. This thing is crazy. Like, I mean, in the right deck, for sure. Like, I mean, you're in Golgari colors. So, of course, you're going to be filling your graveyard, right? This thing's cool. I like this. I do. Oh, right. Brass Tunnel Grinder. Here's our rare 3 mana legendary artifact. When it enters the battlefield, discard any number of cards, then draw that many cards +1. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a boar counter on Brass Tunnel's Grinder. If there are 3 or more boar counters, remove those counters and transform it. If you descended. So permanent has to go to your graveyard. And if there are 3 or more, you transform it. Okay. Legendary land. It's a cave. It taps for a red. Whenever you cast a permanent spell, Using mana produced by the Searing Rift here. Discover X, where X is that spell's mana value. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. That's pretty good. That is not too shabby. Dusk Rose Reliquary. Additional cost, sack an artifact or creature, ward 2, when it beats exile target artifact or creature opponent controls until it leaves the battlefield. Sack an artifact or creature. That's pretty good. It's got ward 2, which is nice. I mean, yeah, you get to sack an artifact or a creature, but there could just be other, like, just fodder, really, right? Even if just tokens or something, especially if you're playing like a white weenie deck. Exile target artifact or creature opponent controls, yeah. You know, I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is bad at all. I think it's pretty good. 1 mana basically removal, right? Pretty good. That's a pretty sweet art on this. That's pretty stellar. I can't say that name though. Ukenbach? Ukenbach? The Great Mistake. Okay, we have seen this card before. This just got a little bit of art treatment here. That's pretty cool. Let's try to like bring it in for the real thing. Oh yeah. Okay. That's an uncommon. Gold Fury Strider. Lodestone. Needle. Burning Sun's Cavalry. Mineshaft Spider. Mineshaft Spider. Plundering Pirate. Buried. You say buried? You say buried. Buried? Buried. Buried treasure? Buried treasure. The Puzzle Door. Petrify. Oh, is this a reprint? Seems reprinty. Right? Little Pacify. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Pacify? Petrify? Enchant artifact or creature. Can't attack or block. And it's for activated abilities. Can't be activated. That's relevant also. Pretty good. Actually, not bad. Ray of Ruin. Family Reunion. And that is all. On to the next one. Again, for those that haven't, if you have not already, make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube, our Twitter, our Twitch, our X, our TikTok, whatever it may happen to be. Go say hi. Go do it. Do it. Don't ask questions. Just do it. For those that have made it this far, let's see here. Let's do this. Let's do this. What happened here? I don't think we've done this one yet, but let's just give it an arena code here. Yeah, there we go. All right, keep it going. Keep it going. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. All right, got ourselves a gnome, the Hidden Courtyard. That's a land. Our rare is a 5/3 dino here. Got the full art treatment, extended art, or whatever. Palani's Hatcher. Other dinosaurs you control have haste. When it enters the battlefield, create 2 0/1 green dinosaur egg creature tokens. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, if you control 1 or more eggs, sacrifice an egg, then create a 3/3 green dinosaur token. Creature token. Okay. You don't have an option to not sack the eggs, but I mean, obviously you want to. It doesn't, and I mean, I know that you're creating dinosaur egg tokens, but when you sacrifice it, it doesn't look to see that they're dinosaur eggs, just that they're eggs. Yeah. So beginning of combat, so you incentivize is playing more eggs, and then the 3/3 that you do get on that turn, it'll have haste, so not bad, right? 8 power on the battlefield, pretty sweet. Might of the Ancestors. It's an enchantment for 2 and a white. Beginning of combat, target creature you control gets +2/+0 and gains vigilance until the end of turn. Interesting. I like that. Hermetic Nautilus. It's a 1/4 vigilance. Hermetic Nautilus gets +3/-3 to the end of turn. It's nice to attack with. Sea Note Scout. Interesting. For 1 mana, 1/1, when it enters the battlefield, it explores. Inverted Iceberg. When it attacks, we tap or untap target artifact or creature. Malevolent Veteran. Compass Gnome Pirate Hat. Rumbling Rockside. Relic's Roar. Mephitic Drought. It's Drought. Cosmium Blast. And Rampaging Spiketail. Nope. One more. Acrobatic Leap. What do we have left here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 left. Alright. Pretty cool. Fungus. I think that's our first fungus token. Very nice. Get an inside scoop on that. Here's a Hidden Cataract. Unstable Glyph Bridge. It's a rare 5 mana artifact. When it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, for each player, choose a creature with power 2 or less that player controls. Then destroy all creatures except creatures chosen this way. Okay, so enters battlefield. If you cast it, for each player, choose a creature with power 2 or less. Alright, so if they have no creature with power 2 or less, then everything gets chosen. And then you craft with an artifact for 5. It's a 5/3 with flying. Whenever an opponent casts a spell during their turn, they can't attack you or planeswalkers you control this turn. Oh, that's not bad. Each opponent who attacked you or a planeswalker you control this turn can't cast spells. Interesting. So you have to do one or the other. You're either casting spells or attacking. That's nice, especially in like a control build, right? Makes sense that it's in white. Unstable Glyph Bridge. That's pretty good. Because it really slows down the game, which is really what they want to do. So that's not bad. That is going to go here. Synapse Necromage. When it dies, make 2/1/1 black fungus creature tokens. Got another alternate art on this thing. Pretty cool. Enterprising Scallywag. Sounds like a good friend of mine. 1 in a red for a 2/2. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended, create a treasure. Very nice. Dowsing Device. Seismic Monstrosaur. The Presence of Ages. Sage of Days. Very nice. Cool. All right. I think at this point we're pretty okay to just cruise through the. I think it's our first green cave. Anyways, to cruise through the commons. We've got a foil Scampering Surveyor. Enters the battlefield. Search your library for a basic land card or a cave. Put in the battlefield tapped. Not bad, not bad. Warden of the Inner Sky. It's a 1/2 for 1. Decent stats right off the bat. Pretty good. As long as Warden of the Inner Sky has 3 or more counters on it, it has flying and vigilance. You tap 3 untapped artifacts and creatures. You put a +1/+1 counter on it. Scry 1. You only do that as a sorcery. Kind of a big downside to be only able to do that as a sorcery. So you can't do that end of turn. Yeah, I mean, if they're just random artifacts on the battlefield that maybe just a vehicle that hasn't been crewed or something, sure, that makes sense. Yeah. Spyglass Siren. Glimpse the Core. Bitter Triumph. So 1 and a black for an instant, an additional cost to cast. Discard a card or pay 3 life. Destroy target creature or planeswalker. So we got some solid removal. I mean, It's a clean answer to creatures or planeswalkers no matter which way you slice it here. But I guess you're discarding a card, which I'm not a fan of. The paying 3 life, I guess, is probably the mode you're going to choose more often. Um, yeah, because I mean, you probably like maybe you'd want to discard the card. Maybe there's something that you want to bring back later on. This could be beneficial if used correctly. Just you want to make it so that there's only upsides, right? You don't want to hurt yourself in the process, I guess. So yeah, inverted iceberg. All right, over the edge, cavern stomper. I don't think we've seen this guy yet. 7 mana, sorry, 6 mana for a 7/7. When it enters the battlefield, scry 2. 4 mana can't be blocked by creatures with power 4 or less. That mana sink is a lot, but a 6 mana 7/7 is good. Plus the scry 2 is also good. The cave worm, unlucky drop. Echo of Dusk. Attentive Sunscribe, and the freebooter. We've opened some pretty good stuff here, actually. Token. Got another planes here. We got them all, I think, right? I'm pretty sure we got one of each. The puzzle door. That's a common. Story spotlight. Interesting. Hulking Raptor. A 5/3 for 4. It's got Ward 2. At the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, add 2 green. That's not horrible. That's actually pretty sweet. Pre-combat, so your first main phase. Right? 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 Just kidding. Dauntless Dismantler. Artifacts your opponent's control enter the battlefield tapped. That's pretty good. For 1/4 already. Why you gotta do me like this? Interesting. Just out of lightning strike range. 1 and a white. And then, let's see here. XX and a white. Sacrifice it. Destroy each artifact with mana value X. So it doesn't hit everything, but this isn't bad. Yeah, not bad at all. Stinging Cave Crawler. 1/3 with Death Touch. Tendril. We've seen this guy. And the Stone Tree. The Axe Jaw. The Brawler. I think that Hulking Raptor is pretty sweet. I think it can be for sure. These cards are all over the place now. Just stacks. That's what we do. Everything is kind of all over the place. There we go. Okay. Got a 3/1 dinosaur token. Island. Very nice. I immediately mess these piles up as soon as I touch them. Kellen, sorry. Daring Traveler. 2/3 for 2 mana. It's got an adventure on it. Interesting. Let's see here. When Kellen, Daring Traveler attacks, reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, value 3 or less, put it onto your hand. Otherwise, you can put it into the graveyard. Sorcery is Journey On for green. Create X map tokens where X is 1 plus the number of opponents who control an artifact. Interesting. Okay. Council of Echoes. 6 mana for a 4/4 with flying. When it enters the battlefield, there are 4 more permanents. Return up to 1 target non-land permanent other than Council of Echoes to its owner's hand. Bat Colony. 3 mana for an enchantment. When it enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 black bat creature token with flying for each mana from a cave spent to cast it. Whenever a cave enters the battlefield in your control, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. If you're playing a whole mess of caves, let's say you play like 3 caves in a row, right? And you're playing this on curve, then you're getting 3 1/1s on turn 3, which is pretty good. Next turn, you play a cave, and one of your 1/1s, you just pump it up, right? Give it a +1/+1 counter. You're getting in for 4 because they're going to have flying. But yeah, it could be good. It could be good. Even if you play multiple in deck, you're still getting 3/1/1s. Ideally, right? I think that's just, you want to maximize the amount of value for sure. Belligerent Yearling. Twists and turns. It's a green mana, 1 green for an enchantment. If a creature you control would explore, instead you scry one, then that creature explores. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, right? Just, it almost guarantees that you do exactly what you want. If you want to explore, and you want to hit a land, then you can because you're getting that scry. And if you don't, and you want to hit something else, then maybe you just tuck it and then go from there. When Twist and Turns enters the battlefield, target creature control explores. Nice. So you're getting the ability right off that hop. If a land enters the battlefield under your control, if you control 7 or more lands, transform it. Oh, okay. Mycoid Maze. Taps for green. 4 mana tap. Look at the top 4 cards of your library. Reveal a creature card from one of them. Put that into your hand for the rest of the bottom. That's actually not bad. I do not despise this at all. Especially with, the merfolk trying to do what they do with exploring and such. They're going to go through their deck quite out, like more, I guess, right? Because they're most likely playing blue, and they're going to draw a whole mess of cards. Yeah, that's not bad. The Compagnon, the Torch. I don't think there was really anything monumental in terms of burn spells. You ask? Why do you ask? Because I do like my red cards, and I didn't really notice anything game changing. Maybe I just haven't opened it yet. But usually there's some sort of a decent burn spell of some sort, right? Even just a reprint, but Hidden Necropolis. Maybe I put these piles too close. I just keep messing them up. Anyways, Intrepid Paleontologist. 2 mana for a 2/2. It's a human druid. Tap for 1 mana of any color. Or 2, exile target card from a graveyard. You may cast dinosaur creature spells from among cards you own exiled with Intrepid Paleontologist. If you cast a spell this way, that creature is relative with a finality counter on it. That's crazy. Exile target card from a graveyard. So if you're exiling dinosaurs, you can cast them. It's pretty good, right? Nice way to bring back creatures. Yeah, not bad. That's a rare? Okay. Alright. Malicious Eclipse. Rampaging Ceratops. 5/4 for 5 mana. Can't be blocked except by 3 or more creatures. That's pretty good. That's not bad. Like, not stellar, you know what I mean? It's not format breaking, but especially in limited or whatever, it's pretty good. Thrashy B got the alt art on this guy. That's pretty cool. Saheeli's Lattice. When it's battlefield, you may discard a card if you do draw 2 cards. Okay, I mean, you're not really up cards, right? Because you already played the Lattice, and you're discarding cards, so you're just kind of refilling. You can craft with 1 or more dinosaurs for 5. Okay, and it turns into Star 4. So its power is equal to the number equal to the total power of the exiled cards that you used to craft it. Interesting. Okay. Is this a common? It's an uncommon. Staggering size. Armored King Collar. Tally's Favor. Nope. That's pretty good. Fungal Fortitude. Join the Dead. Deconstruction Hammer. Homestretch. Fungus. Swampy. I like that. I like that we got a decent amount of these too. That's really nice. Kite Sail Larcenist. Maybe I'm saying that right. 2/3 for 3. Flying in Ward 1. When it enters the battlefield, for each player, choose up to one target artifact or creature that player controls. For as long as Kitesail Larcenist remains on the battlefield, the chosen permanents become treasure artifacts with sack, add one mana of any color, and lose other abilities. Okay. Let's see. It's for as long as it remains on the battlefield. So, I mean, if this thing has Ward 1, which is good, is you probably want to protect it, right? Pretty good. Staunch Crewmate. Mischievous Pup. Malamet Battleglyph. Probably a fight spell. Visage of Dread. Whoever reveals their hands, choose an artifact or creature, player discards it. Turns into a 5/4 Menachi. That's French for menace, if you guys don't know. Just kidding. Enter battlefield attack, you may mail 2 cards. Menace is nice. 9-Shaft Spider. Brazen. Cogwork Rustler. A braid. Got another braid here. Cool. Alright, 3 left. I think there's been a whole mess of good stuff here. We've hit a lot of cards that we wanted for sure. Gnome Soldier. Forest. Very cool. Restless Ridgeline. Enters tapped. Taps for Gruul. One of each, right? Or like one or the other. 4 mana. Becomes a 3/4 red and green dinosaur creature until the end of turn. Still land. When it attacks another target attacking creature gets +2/+0 until the end of turn. Untap that creature. Interesting. Not bad. Canonized in Blood. 2 mana for an enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature this turn. Oh, sorry, target creature you control. 5 mana, sack it. Create a 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. Contested Game Ball. Whenever you're dealt combat damage, your targeting player gains control of Contested Game Ball and untaps it. 2, untap it, draw a card, and put a point counter on it. Then, if it has 5 or more point counters on it, sack it and create a treasure token. Interesting. The attacking player gains... If you're dealt combat damage to it, the attacking player gains control. What? So if I have this already... Gains control and untaps it. Weird. This one, I don't know if we've seen. Your opponent can't cast spells during your turn. I don't know if we've seen this one yet. Whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. What? Whenever one or more creatures you control, each with power greater than its base power, deals combat damage to a player. This is probably super simple, and it's like completely over my head. I can't even do this right now. Just kidding. So just saying that power greater than its base power. It's still actually messing with me. I thought I had it for a second. I have to look this up. But anyways, someone can just clarify this one. I mean, the first line of text makes sense. 3 mana, 3/3 makes sense. Yeah. The landmark. The boulders. Sunfire Torch. Yeah. Still no burn spells. The Lost Caverns. Captive Activating Cave. That's our land. Another word that I can't say. Matzalantil. Matzalantli. The Great Door. It's a legendary artifact. 3 mana to draw a card, then discard a card. Sure. 4 tap. Transform it. Activate only if there are 4 more permanent types in your graveyard. Artifacts, battles, creatures, enchantments, lands, and planeswalkers are permanent types. Okay. And it turns into the core. Fathomless Descent. You can tap it to add X mana of any one color, where X is the number of permanent cards in your graveyard. That's pretty sweet, actually. Yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, okay. So this is sort of ramp. Like, I mean, you're spending a metric ton of mana to do all this, but you get it back, I guess. Is it worth it, though? Right, because 3 mana to play this. I mean, you're probably not going to play this on curve. I wouldn't think so. And then you're not. And then you're going to activate it right away if there's enough things in your graveyard already. You can transform it on turn 4. Transform. So when it transforms, is it still tapped? Like, because then you have to tap it to transform it, right? So then when it transforms, I'm curious. Because then if it's not tapped, then you can tap it again. Maybe turn 4 turns into almost free, I guess. I'm curious. That seems pretty good. Like, seems good. If it works the way I think it works, but I've been wrong before. Volatile Fault in the cave. 1, tap it, sack it, destroy target non-basic land an opponent controls. That player may search a library for a basic land, put in the battlefield, and then shuffle. You create a treasure token. So it's not necessarily like a Field of Ruin or a Demolition Field or anything like that. You don't get a land. You don't get to go search for a basic in your own library. You do get a treasure instead, and it's less to activate. Is it worth it? I mean, playtesting would find out, I guess. Another one of these. 3 for 3, I think. That's cool. The Scytheclaw Raptor. I think it's the first one. I think it's the first one of these that we've seen and opened. Scytheclaw Raptor. 3 mana. Whenever a player casts a spell, if it's not their turn, this will deal 4 damage to them. Oh, crazy. Whenever a player, so this is symmetrical, right? Even like, yeah, oof. It slows down the game unless it's worth it to take that damage. It might be. Yeah, interesting. The art's pretty cool on this too. I like that. I do like that lots. Phew. Tiding Blade. Oh, these are commons. These are commons. These are all the commons. Okay. All right. Well, that concludes the draft boosters. I think for sure there's definitely some hits that we got. Plus, being able to see a lot of these cards firsthand, for myself, anyways, right? Like, there was stuff that I had no idea was in the set until just now. So that's pretty sweet. I think our rares were pretty good. There's still some stuff I'm after for sure. We ended up snagging one of these as well. A Lost Caverns of Ixalan set booster. Let's see about snagging a few more of these guys. But yeah, these ones have that Jurassic World stamp on them. I'm curious what that means. But I'll open this guy as well. Okay, so there's an art card. There's a signed art card. I was curious because then I wasn't sure how this was laid out. But I'll put that one here. Alright, so I could not tell you. No idea. But it looks sweet. That is from Deepest Growth, Ojer Kazlam. Cool, so we got one of those. Another dinosaur. That'll go over here. Quatley's Final Strike. That's a foil. Vito, Fanatic of Akla. I can't say this, man. Aklazotz. 4 mana for a 4/4 Vampire Demon. With flying, whenever you sack another permanent, you gain 2 life. It's the first time this ability is resolved this turn. If it's a second time, each opponent loses 2 life. If it's a third time, you make a 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. This can seem absurd. This has that same sort of feel as Omnath, right? When as long as you keep doing the thing, then you get more things. Yeah, this could be pretty sweet. I like this. Nice mythic. Clay-fired bricks. Staunch crewmate. Triumphant chomp. It's the first we've seen of this. It's a red for sorcery. Triumphant chomp deals 2 damage to target creature equal to 2 or the greatest power among dinosaurs you control. Whichever is greater. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's dealing 2 no matter what. It can deal more if you have a whole mess of dinosaurs. I mean, the only negative that I really see, there's a few, of course, but like the fact that it's a sorcery, and the fact that it only targets creatures. If this was any target, that would be a little bit better, and if it was instant, that'd be stellar, but it's not, so it isn't. Colossodactyl, 4 mana for a 4/5 with reach and trample. It's not bad. Not bad, right? 4 mana for a 4/4 is pretty standard. But at least it's a 4/5, and you have a few extra abilities, right? The reach and trample. Not bad, not bad. Dredmaw's Ire. Fanatical Offering. Child. Frilled. Quicksand, and the Nursery. What else did we see? I thought that was one other thing that we saw there. Well, it was just a token, maybe. Maybe that's what it was. Anyway. Whoops. There goes everything. Well, that's it. That's all. That's what we got. I think that's pretty cool. I think there's a lot of cool stuff there that I think everybody can definitely appreciate. Let me know what you guys think of the set and such. I guess in the meantime, again, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to our channels. So once we get a little bit of steam behind us here, we're going to start kind of doing what we used to a little bit and play a little bit more. We just haven't in a minute, so I'd like to get back into that. So follow me on social media, YouTube, Twitter. I keep saying Twitter, but it's X now. And that way you get notifications on when we do go live, when we post videos, even when we upload things to YouTube. That way you guys have a heads up. I mean, we're pretty casual here. We're pretty laid back. Yes, it is in fact a Lego Movie Cup with my boy Petruvius on the side. Anyway, where did I just put that? Okay. But yeah, thank you. Thank you very much for joining me today, this evening, this afternoon, wherever you happen to be. And I appreciate everybody that came out. Share the video. Help me get the word out on what we're trying to do here and just help me grow. Appreciate it lots. Just as another thank you, if you have made it this far in the video, I'm going to throw up another arena code for people. I think I did one earlier as well, but they're always first come, first serve. You know, once they're redeemed, let me know. Or just let the comments know, I guess. I'm not even sure. But yeah, like, I mean, if they're already spoken for, they're gone. They're out there in the world, and they're never to be redeemed again. So, but but it's just for me as a thank you for hanging out with me and just opening up some cool Magic cards in the meantime. So until then, keep me in the loop on what's going on, what's shaking, what your pre-release weekend looked like. Comment, and yeah, maybe we'll do something else. Yeah, I have a few more arena codes, so let me know how your pre-release weekend went. And then let's see, what's a good place? Maybe just I'll have to figure something out. Yeah, because I was gonna say it's so tough on YouTube because even when I jam something and I don't want to put out a comment with the code because then just anybody can get it. So there's got to be a way to just get you a code without, you know what I mean? Because I can't see everybody on YouTube. Like even if I click on their name and I can't send them messages, I can do whispers, I guess, on Twitch. So that could be an option of just sending me a message there. I mean, then yeah, if you're already here and you're watching the video, then you have me on Twitch and you follow me anyways. So that's an option. And then yeah. Anyway, cool. All right, I would disappear. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Thank you again. Let me know what you guys think of the sets, the cards, the pre-release weekends, and we'll hand out some more arena codes. Appreciate you all. Till we meet